Yes, friend. Somebody said yes. You can look at the equation. This is the equation. Without doing actual calculations, just I have to decide because 1 mark question. So just you have to write the direct answer yes or no. So if I open up the bracket here, what are the x square terms will come? 2x into x. Here we'll get 2x square on the left side of the equality. On the right side of the equality, x into x will be x square. So left side is 2x square and right side is x square. They won't get cancelled. And even if I subtract, it will become 2x square minus x square will be x square. That means still you have x square term. So it will be a quadratic equation. Understood? So when I go to the first exercise, 4.1, you have the first question. Check whether the following are quadratic equations or not. Then all these questions, okay, let me take some question. For example, 8th question if I solve, or maybe 7th question, x plus 2 whole cube. Let me type the question. Insert equation, x plus 2 whole cube will come. X plus 2 whole cube is equals to, let me see what is given in the question, 2x into x square minus 1. 2x into x square minus 1. Okay. Now what should I say here? Whether it is a quadratic equation or not. You guess. Let me see your guessing answer. What do you say? Somebody is saying it is a quadratic equation. They are saying yes, yes. But whoever is saying yes, the actual answer is no. Let's see why it is no. So here it is x plus 2 whole cube. If you remember the formula a plus b whole cube formula, anyone remember a plus b whole cube is a cube. A cube means x cube will come plus b cube. B cube means 2 cube is 8. A cube plus b cube plus 3a square b. So 3a square b means 3. Let me write 3. A square means x square will come into b means 2 will come plus 3a b square. B square means 2 square will come, that will be 4. So this is what I get by expanding. In the RHS, if I open the brackets, 2x into x square is going to be 2x cube. X into x square is x cube. Then I'll get minus 2x into 1 is 2x. Now you're saying, now see here, this is x cube term plus x cube and this is 2x cube. Even if I subtract, one x cube term will be left out. In a quadratic equation, what should be my highest power? Quadratic equation, I call it as when highest power is 2. But in this equation, after simplification, if you want, I will show you the final answer directly. You can maybe try it home on the note. How answer is. This is 2x cube. Bring this x plus x cube, this x cube to the right hand side. So you'll get 2x cube minus x cube, which is going to be just x cube. X cube will come. Then this is plus 6x square. If I say plus 6x square, when I comes to the right hand side, it will come minus 6x square. Just I am transferring the terms to left to right. Okay. Then this is 12x. When 12x will come on the right side, minus 12x. Already you have minus 2x. So minus 2x minus 12x will be minus 14x. Okay. And here you have plus 8. When I bring to the right hand side, it will become minus 8. So as all the terms are transferring from left to right, so we left here only 0. Now look at this. Now do you say this is a quadratic equation or cubic equation? That will be a
Cubic.
cubic equation, because highest power is 3. So that's why it is a cubic equation, not a quadratic equation. So these are the things we have to be take care. Clear? So similarly here also you have 8th question. If I look into the 8th question, you have this is 8th question, x cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1 equals to x minus 2 whole cube. When I do x minus 2 whole cube, you expand with a minus b whole cube formula. So if you expand with a minus b whole cube formula, then you can check whether x cube term will get cancelled, I am sure. You check whether x square term also getting cancelled or not. If it is not getting cancelled, it is a quadratic equation. Otherwise, it is not a quadratic equation. Can you solve the first question, everyone? Or any doubt? Can you solve it? First question or okay. Now see the word problems in the quadratic equation. See, whatever we solve in the pair of linear equations, the same type of questions will be there in the quadratic equation, but there it will give you the two equations. Here it will give me quadratic equation. Okay, so let me read the question here. The area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. Area is given as 528. The length of the plot is one more than the twice its breadth. Okay, so let me solve this word problem. Example, what is given? Area equals to 528 meters square. Okay, this is what the area is given. So rectangle we are talking. So let me take length equals to x. What is given? The length of the plot is one more than the twice of its breadth. Achha, length is depending on the breadth, so I cannot take length length as x. Then the breadth equals to x. Now what is given? Length is given. Just read the question. The length of the plot is, means length equals to one more than, one more means plus, more and twice of its breadth. So length equals to one more means plus, twice means 2 times of its breadth. Breadth means x. Is that clear? How we got the length equation? So here you have to understand where the length is depending on the breadth, breadth is depending on the length. Here it is, length is depending on the breadth. Yes, somebody has given the answers. Very good. Now we know the length, we know the breadth. What is the area formula? Area formula is length into breadth is equals to area. So just substitute length is 1 plus 2a, length into breadth is x is equals to 528. So when I simplify the equation in the standard quadratic formula, what do you get? 2x into x is 2x square, 2x square plus 1 into x is x minus 528 is equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. Did they ask? We need to find the length and breadth. Represent the following situation in the form of a quadratic equation. So just they ask to represent, not to solve. So just representation is over. Okay, if you remember this rectangular question we have in the pair of linear equation chapter also, but their conditions are different. Here the conditioning, their condition is they are given to get the pair of linear equations, but here the conditions are given to get quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, how do you get? By using the area formula. Okay, So you have to be very careful to read the question, whether it is from the pair of linear equations or from the quadratic equation. So this one is, I think you understood how to get it. Next, the product of two consecutive positive numbers is 306. What do you mean by consecutive numbers? Any idea about consecutive numbers? X and x plus 1 is consecutive number means which comes one after the other. If I take my first number is a, my other number will be x plus 1. Okay. So somebody asks, can't we take x minus 1 and x? No, generally we start from x, then the next number is x plus 1. What is given? Product. Product means x into x plus 1 is equals to what is given consecutive product as 306, and so 306. If you simplify, my equation is going to be x square plus x minus 306 equals to 0. Okay, so that is the example for next explanation. Now let me try the third question. Rohan's mother is 26 older than him. Okay, the product of their ages 3 years from now will be 360. So can anyone tell me whose age I have to take as x, Rohan's age or Rohan's mother's age? Whose age is depending on whom? Rohan's mother is 26 older than him. So
Rohan.
Let me see. Yeah, Rohan, very good.
Rohan.
So let me take Rohan's age, present age. Okay, I'm talking about the Rohan's present age. Let me type here only. Rohan's present age is x. Then what about the mother's age? Mother's present age equals to how many years is less? 26 years is less. Should I put x minus 26 or 26 minus x? 26, x plus 26. Older, okay. Yeah, x plus 26, sorry. Because mother has to be big, elder than the Rohan, right? So if Rohan says is x, then the mother says will be 26 years more than the Rohan. So x plus 26. Now, what is the condition is given? Product of their ages 3 years from now. 3 years from now means past or future? Yes, 3 years from now will be future, right? Yes. So as we do in the every chapter, after 3 years, after 3 years, just I'll put the heading. What will be the Rohan age? Rohan age will be x plus 3, because present age is x, so after 3 years it will be x plus 3. What about the mother age? X plus, can I write directly 29? Because x plus 26 is present age, so after 3 years it will be x plus 26 plus 3, which will be x plus 29. Now the product of these ages, that is x plus 3 into x plus 29 is equals to what is given product? Sorry. Product is given as 360. Given as 360. Okay. So that I think x square plus 32x. Then 3 into 29 is 87 minus 360 equals to 0. Simplify and represent in the standard form. Okay. Sorry. Do not leave the answer here. You simplify further. Multiply these terms. Then bring 360 to the left hand side and simplify. Okay. That you can do. Now what else is given? Now the train travels a distance of 480 kilometers at uniform speed. The total distance it traveled is 480 kilometers with here. If the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, that means speed is decreased, it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. We need to find the speed of the train. Let me copy the question here. In the first exercise, I'm explaining all the word problems because in the next exercise, you'll get homework. The same thing, just here we are making the quadratic equation, then we have to solve the quadratic equation by using the splitting the middle term or any method which you already knew. 2 more methods are there, we'll discuss it later on. Now, train travels at uniform speed. So let me take speed of a train equals to x kilometers per hour. Okay, original speed. And let me take time taken in t hours. This is the time taken if it is go with the uniform speed. What is the formula which we have? Speed equals to distance upon time. Time equals to distance upon speed. Distance is 480 upon speed is x. Okay, so this we call as equation number 1. I think hope this one is clear. Before changing the speed, increasing or decreasing, I have to get the first equation. Speed, I have uniform speed they said. I assumed as x kilometers per hour. I don't know the time initially, how much time it is taken to cover 480. So I taken time as t hours. So I use the formula time equals to distance upon speed. So I got the equation number 1. Now what is the change? The speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less. Speed is decreased. When the speed is decreased, so what will be the new speed? It will be x minus 8. Okay, and if automatic speed increases, then speed decreases, then time automatically increases. It would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So here I'll take new time. Time equals to 3 hours more. Actual time is t, and more means plus 3. It would have taken more. Now what I have to do here? Same formula. Time equals to, that is t plus 3 equals to distance. It is covering the same distance here. They said same distance. So that means 480. Sorry. Here it will come. 480 upon what is the speed? X minus 8. Okay, so these are the equations I got. T equals to 480 upon x. T plus 3 equals to 480 upon x minus 8. So let me call this as equation number 2. So what I can do is substitute t value from equation 1 in equation 2. So in equation 1, t value I have is 480 upon x. So that value I will replace in equation 2. So let me see what do you get. Let me insert the equation. So from equation 2, what you get? In place of t, I will replace 480 upon x. So this is not taken. Sorry. This will come as 480 upon x. Then you have plus 3 equals to, on RHS you have 480 upon x minus, denominator I have to write here, x minus 8. Okay, so this one you have to simplify and get the quadratic equation. How do you simplify it? Let me show you. So what I do is I keep this 3 on our left hand side only, and I'll send this 480 upon x, this term, to the right hand side. So let me see what do you get. This one, this will come as minus, you'll get 480 upon x. I hope till this step you understood. Okay, so then for the simplification, if I do, I can write 3 equals to, so what you do is in the numerator, if you observe here both the terms, in numerator you have 480. So take that 480 common. Okay, after taking that 480 common, now what are the things you left out? I left with 1 upon x minus 8, right? Minus 1 upon x. Why I'm taking common is just to make my equations easy to solve. Without taking also you can solve, no problem, but only thing is that then you have to multiply this 480 with 8. So it will take long calculation, better you take it out. Then you have 480. So let me take the LCM in the bracket. Can you tell me what you get LCM? The LCM is going to be x into x minus 8. In the numerator you will get this denominator x will multiply with 1. It will be x minus, so here this one, numerator 1 will multiply with x minus 8. So here we will get x minus 8. So let me simplify further. So you will get 3 equals to, this still I am maintaining this 480 as is. So denominator, if I simplify the numerator, here this term, if I simplify this, both the terms will multiply with minus sign is there. So I'll get minus into x is minus x, minus into minus will be plus 8. So x and x will get cancelled. So we will left with only 8. Okay, 8 upon system. Now what you can do is, I think here 3 will get cancelled in 480 160 times. Okay, if you want you can write 1 upon 160. 3 will get cancelled here, 3 ones are 3 and 3 16s are 48. It will get cancelled 160 times, which is equals to, then you will have the same term. Now you can do the cross multiplication. When I do the cross multiplication, I will get it as this x square minus 8x multiply with 1. So you will have 1 into x square minus 8x is 8, same. Then this 160 will multiply with 8. So what you get, 160 into 8, 128. So 128, 0, I think, if I am not wrong. Okay. So bring this term this side. So final equation is going to be x square minus 8x. Then you have minus 1280 is equals to 0. This is what the quadratic equation. Then you have to simplify it using the polynomial terms or some other equation. This one is clear for everyone? Yeah, somebody's type. Good. Oh, Dheeraj work has given answer long back. Yes, all of you. Anyone need revision of the question, answer, explanation? Okay, good. Okay, now next we have the factorization method. Factorization method is same as splitting the middle term, whichever we studied in class 9th. The whole chapter is, this exercise is the same only. Let me just recall how do we solve the factorization method. X square minus x minus 2. I think it will be 6x square minus x minus 2 equals to 0. Yeah. This is what the exact equation which they are given. 6x square minus x minus 2 equals to 0. So how we solve the splitting the middle term in class 9? Just recall the method 1. Whenever I do the splitting the middle term, first I have to take the coefficient of x square and the constant term including their sign. Coefficient of x square is 6 multiply with the constant term is minus 2. Okay. So if nothing is there, then the coefficient of x square will be 1. If constant term is not there, then it will be 0. So 6 into minus 2 is going to be minus 12. You have to find the two factors of minus 12. Okay, the sum of two factors must give me the coefficient of the x. Here, what is the coefficient of x is minus 1. Okay, you have to carry forward the signs also. So, two factors of 12, minus 12, whose sum has to be minus 1. Now, just list out what are the possible factors of 12. First possible is 6 into minus 2, you can say 6 comma minus 2. When I multiply these two, 6 comma minus 2, 6 into minus 2 is minus 12. So product is giving me minus 12. But by adding them, 6 minus 2 is 4. But what do you want? I want minus 1. So these factors won't help you. Okay. What are the other factors of 12? Maybe you can say 12 comma minus 1. Okay. So 12 into minus 1 is minus 12. So product is perfect. But when I add them, 12 minus 1 is 11. Still I am not getting minus 1. So this combination of roots also fails. Next you have 4 comma minus 3. Other factorization of minus 12 is when I multiply 4 into minus 3, so it will give me minus 12. But when I add them, 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, but I want minus 1. So in that case, what you can do is, it is satisfying just making the difference of sign. So instead of putting minus 3, put the sign with minus 4. Okay, now see, just by changing the sign, the product won't affect, right? Minus 4 into 3 is minus 12. Perfect. When I add minus 4 plus 3, minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. So hence, this is also perfect. So this is my required factorization. I have to keep on checking. The two numbers have to satisfy the two conditions. Product will give me the product of A into C, and the addition of these zeros will give me the value of B. So once you get the perfect solution, then you can write this as 6x square. Then here you have minus 4 and minus 3, right? Once you get the solution, here you have to put it as minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 equals to 0. Yeah. So what actually you're doing here is splitting the middle term. This minus x, I am writing it as minus 4x plus 3x. The sum of these two numbers will give me back minus x only. but I am splitting the middle term into 2. So how do you split is, there are certain procedure which you have to be follow, which I explained here. I cannot do by any my wish. Now you may ask, why do I need to write minus 4x plus 3x first? Can we write plus 3x minus 4x? Yes, you can write that way also. Okay, because minus 4 into 3 will give me minus 2, and even if I take this as 3 comma minus 4, this also satisfies my requirement. So if I write this way, so here I'll write plus 3x minus 4x. So order of writing them doesn't make the difference of your solution. Now from the first two terms, once your factorization is done, from the first two terms you look what you can take common. Okay, what are the things you can get it common? I think in both these two terms, x I can take common, I can take 2 common, so 2x will be out. Out of 6x square, if I take 2x, what will be left out? 3x will be left out. Minus, out of 4x, you are taking 2x common, so what will be left? 2. So generally students, some of them they write 2x. No. If you write 2x, what mistake you will get it is, when I open up the bracket, for example, 2x into 2x will give me 4x square. But I have here only 4x. So that's why there is no x term will be here. Next, from next two terms, what you can take common? This is 3x and this is 2. So just I can take only 1 common, because every number is a product of 1 only, which is equals to 0. After doing this step, you have to keep in mind one thing, that term in this bracket and that term in this bracket has to be same. If it is not same, you might have taken this term common, here it is wrong, or maybe here you have taken things wrong, common. Okay, so these two terms in the bracket, they have to remain same. If not same, just check you have done something, taken wrong terms common. Then submit in the office. Okay. Everything. Okay. So after this step, what you have to take common is again this 3x minus 2. If I take common from both the terms, here 2x will be left out, plus here 1 will be left out, which is equals to 0. What you have done, this 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2 is there, so I have taken 3x minus 2 common. So then here you left with 2x and here you left with plus 1. So 2x plus 1 is another term. Now here what happens is, this is one term, this is another term. The product of two terms is equals to 0. According to the rule, if AB is equals to 0, then either A will be equals to 0 or B will be equals to 0, or both has to be equals to 0. Then only the product of two numbers will be 0. So there are two cases will come here. 3x minus 2 is equals to 0. When I solve it, then I'll get x equals to 2 upon 3. This is one case. Second case is 2x plus 1 is equals to 0, or you will get x value as x equals to, I think, minus 1 by 2. Okay, so this is all about the splitting the middle term. Is this clear for everyone? Yeah. Very good. Some are too advanced, they are getting down. Vaibhav Agrawal, correct answer. Good. Okay. So let's try this question, which we left out here. Okay. So here the quotient of x square is 1, and here the constant term is minus 1280. So let me write here 1 multiply with minus 1280 which is equals to minus 1280. Now you have to find the factors of minus 1280, okay, whose sum of the factors must give me minus 8. Can anyone try? Take time and try it out. Let me see if somebody give me the answer. Take notebook, pen, paper, and write out. So just randomly I'll go, okay? You try. Those who are unable to try it, just see how I am explaining the process. Okay, just this minus sign just I'll forget, because minus I can add it at the end of the thing. First factorization I can do here, maybe 120 multiply with 10. That can be done. Okay, I'll come. Then next step what you can do here is, which is equals to, the sum or subtraction will not give me minus 8. So further simplification I have to do. For example, 128, how can I state it? 4, 8 will cancel, 8 ones are 8, 8 6 are 48. Yeah, I think it will come maybe 8 into 16. Yeah, into 10. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay, which is equals to this 8 I'll keep as it is. 16 I'll write it as 4 into 10. Then I'll combine the another terms. There is no fixed method, okay? So here 8 4s are 32, multiply with 4 10s are 40. Okay, now I got 32 into 40. I know this difference will give me 8. 40 minus 32 is 8. Now you have minus sign and you want minus 8 as the subtraction. So put the minus sign with 40. Okay, so 32 into minus 40 is going to be minus 1220. Somebody give the answer? Yes, somebody has given the answer. Okay, and 32 minus 40 is going to be minus 8. We got the factors. So there is no standard method to solve this particular splitting the middle term. Okay, so I'll keep here x square plus 32x minus 40x minus 1280 is equals to 0. After getting this one, from the first two terms, what you can take common is, from the first two terms, you can take only just x common. You will get x plus 32. Next, from the next two terms, I can take minus 40 common. This will give me x plus 32 equals to 0. See here again, if I take 40 common from these both the terms, you no need to calculate. I will know 40 into 32. So this 1280 I can write as 40 into 32. 40 has taken common, so just 32 will be left out. So in the next step, you can solve easily now. So again, I'll take x plus 32 common. Then I'll get it as x minus 40 is equals to 0. So when I simplify further, I'll get two answers. X equals to minus 32. Second solution is x equals to 40. Now this question is about the speed, right? I taken x as the speed. Speed cannot be negative term, so this cannot be the answer. X equal to minus 32 cannot be the answer. So correct answer is x equals to 40 kilometers per hour. So if they ask the time, then 480 upon 40. So I think 12 hours it will take if I go with the 40 kilometers per hour. So to cover 480 kilometer distance, it will take 12 hours. Okay. Now what you can do is you can use solve this example also, splitting the middle term. So I'll give the homework as, where is this one? Yeah. So in the homework, try this one, splitting the middle term. Then try this one also using the splitting the middle term. So what are the word problems we discussed? You can get the solutions also. So try these two questions as a homework. Or if you are willing to go further, there are example questions. 5.2. Find the roots of the following quadratic equations by factorization. There are plenty. Maybe the root questions you may feel the difficulty. I'll explain in the next video. If somebody knows, you can try it out. Okay. So till now the things are understood. Whatever I explained.